Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project, episode number 53, the only podcast that promises to keep its. God damn it. Only podcast that promises to keep PVE since 2019. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Whether you're at your way to work, at work, or working out, I want to say thank you very much for listening, guys. I hope you're doing well. Guys, how was y'all's week? What you been up to? How y'all been? What games did y'all play? What movies did you watch? What activities did you do? How was y'all's weekend? Hope you guys all had a good one, either spending it playing games or with family or just being creative. Hope it was good, guys. Appreciate it, y'all being here, listening. Um, let's get right into it, guys. What did I do this week? Um, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. I did a little bit of Monster Hunter on Thursday night with the Discord crew. That was fun. Um, Hanging out with the wifey and my buddy Colonel and Two Fort and hanging out, and they're just showing us the ropes, carrying us is fun. But eventually, me and the wifey are gonna have to learn how to kill these monsters on our own and do the quest. But we'll get there. Half the fun is just going around finding new monsters in the DLC and crushing the shit out of them. Um, these new monsters are pretty cool. I'm liking them. I'm liking a lot. Um, Centaur Shogun, those crabs. Oh man, that one looks freaking cool. I want to get the armor set and the weapons, and just a lot of the armor sets. Even like the old armor sets in the master rank, they just look a lot more different and just way like. I'm excited to go farm armor sets again. I can't wait. I'm excited, but you know, between Monster Hunter, playing, visiting the lands between and Elden Ring, of course, playing Guilty Gear, the Street Fighter 6 beta. What else did I play? Darkest Dungeon 2. Watching my wife play Tears of the Kingdom. There is, no matter what kind of video games genre you're into, there is just a lot of stuff to enjoy right now. So yeah, I've been bouncing around between all those games and been having a good time. Not so much Tears of the Kingdom, but mostly just watching my wife play. And it was funny. It was Saturday night, and she was playing, and I was just watching her, and I was just relaxing and everything. And I saw her. She was climbing something and just came across this rocky outcrop. And in the distance, she saw these two goblins just hanging out, enjoying a camp. And what she did was she pulled out her bow, put a bomb plant at the end of her arrow, and shot it into the goblins in the campsite. She did it twice. The goblins exploded. The big one got up, looked around, didn't know what hit him, and then she went in there and then attacked it. You know what I'm thinking? At this point, I'm starting to think that Link is the bad guy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking these goblins are just hanging out, minding their own business, enjoying the campfire, enjoying breakfast, and here comes Link, a domestic terrorist, if you ask me, and just freaking bombs their place. I mean, if you're looking at it through the goblin's eyes, Link is the problem. He's the evil, right? But just watching my wife play that game, she's like, all right, I'm gonna go head this way, and then gets sidetracked, and then finds a shrine along the way, and then gets out the shrine and like, where was I heading? Oh, let me see this. Go up to this tower, and then goes to the sky isles, and then tries to traverse the sky isles, and then doesn't make a jump and falls down, and then just ends up exploring something else. I'm just like, yep, that's when you know a game's fun. How they do it right when they just say go, don't follow the objectives, don't follow the little telling you what to pick up, what to interact, not putting little constant little icons out on your heads up display. It's just very minimal. What items you have equipped, little tiny map in the corner, and go. And yeah, she was just able, she's been having a good time with it. And it's a little odd because when she tried Breath of the Wild, she didn't really enjoy it all that much. I think she said that the combat wasn't something that she enjoyed. But apparently on this one, Tears, the ability to just be able to construct items, she's been having a blast. So me just backseat watching. Like I'm gonna play the game eventually, but just watching her play, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Guilty Gear, a couple of matches during the. No, did I? No, maybe I did play some Guilty Gear. No, I don't think I did. Maybe earlier in the week, but I don't recall. Darkest Dungeon, been playing that. I've been having a good time with that. That one's a difficult, guys. What sucked was I don't know if I'm in the minority or what, but Red Hook, the developers of the game, had a hot fix over the week, and my save file got overwritten, so I had to start from the beginning. But when I started that file, some of the characters that I already unlocked were available, but then after I died, they weren't available. So I don't know what happened. And yeah, it kind of sucks that the progress that the couple hours that I put in got wiped away. And it sucked, but you know what? It's like, okay, fine. I'll just start all over. It wasn't like I was too far into the game where, I would. It's not like if I was like, where I'm at now with like Elden Ring, and you have like 200 hours on one file, and then that gets corrupted or gets erased or overwritten. That would have sucked, right? But the game was still, I still only had a couple hours on it, so it's like it's okay. I'm going back over, and now I know a little bit more from the first time I played, so I was able to use some of that knowledge just to better enhance the gameplay or put me in a better spot. What else did I play, guys? The Street Fighter 6 beta. I enjoyed that Friday night, and I played that. It was only an online. It was an online only event, so you couldn't do any offline versus matches. So because I think Capcom was just testing out the servers and everything. Uh, Throughout I only really played it Friday night and a little bit Saturday afternoon. But Friday night, I think around 10 p.m., they had to do an emergency shutdown of the servers to work on something, which lasted around an hour, or maybe it was 8 o'clock. I'm not too sure. Um, so that sucked, but they kind of did that. The game would go for a couple hours, and they would have to do like an emergency, shutdown to work on fix on something, which is understandable. It's a beta. It's free. I mean, that's the best time to do it is while it's testing it. To get it tested, ready for the launch. It's coming out in June. But I was playing. I was using the leverless controller. I was using the Snackbox Micro, and I was playing as Guile. I usually play like rushdown characters, in your face characters. Back in Street Fighter Five, I was using an Akali a lot. He was just my favorite character. I mean, the character model looked cool. His story was meh. I think that was like a wasted opportunity for Capcom when it comes to an Akali. His story, he was basically like some mud goat man that appeared in a dream. That was some sort of Aztec warrior spirit that just phased in and out, and that's all they did with him. But his gameplay, his game style, I mean, I totally loved it. I enjoyed it. I thought he was super cool, and I played it. Um, and he was just like in your face. He'll come high and low, and then if not, then he'll command grab you, and then had this really super cool fireball. And well, once he was triggered, he just became in a just really really good spot. Um, but on this one, I decided to play as Gao, and I used the classic controls. Light, medium, heavy, punches and kicks. And I know I said that's the way I would be playing, but I think I would be doing myself a disservice if I don't at least try the modern controls. So I missed trying it out because like when I played it, I tried classic, but I do want to try modern controls when the game launches next month, early next month. So I'm gonna give that a shot. I won some, I lost some, but what was fun though was that they had tons of servers available. I was able to pick one, North America server number 30. It had like, and it tells you if they're crowded. It tells you if they're crowded or is it normal or like how much traffic is in there. And I was able to get on there. I told the boys on Discord that I'm at NA number 30. They were able to jump in. We got to the same battle hub, the same arcade cabinet, and we just lined up and just started playing. And it was fun. We had a good time. We got on Discord and just goofed off. And I was able to play with my boy Doogie. I was able to play with GDB. I was able to play with my boy Rad. So I mean, we all got a chance to try it out, and we had a good time. I think overall, asking everybody on Discord, I think everybody had a good first impression, first a good first time playing the game in the beta. I know a lot of people said they want to try out these new characters. I'm excited for them. I am for sure. I mean, not only do I want to sit more with Guile because Guile looked super fun just playing him. I want to try out Marissa and I want to try out Manon. Those are the ones that I'm eyeballing the most. And of course, I want to go through all the characters and give them their fair shot and try them on trials and everything and just play online and give like that. You could spectate matches. I thought that was cool. The battle hub itself, I had no issues with it. You just walk around, grab a cabinet. You could either get player one side or player two side, or you could have a preference for either side. You could do training mode while waiting, and then someone will come in and you could accept the challenge. But overall, the experience with the beta, I had a good time with it. I can't wait to play some more. Um, so, guys, let me know what y'all's feedback is if y'all did play. What y'all think of it? Do y'all plan on playing the game when it comes out? Are you excited for it as much as I am? I did already purchase the game online. I just purchased the base game itself. I'm holding off on buying any DLC characters, even though we know what the DLC characters are. That's cool. I know so far we know it's Rashid, Akuma, uh, the new character Aki, and who was the other character, guys? Rashid. Oh, Ed. So we got 4 characters coming out. So I mean, those characters for sure. Akuma, I want to try them out. The new character Aki, Ed, I don't care much for so much for about same Rashid, but I'll hold off. Once the character pass goes on sale, or if I'm just really liking the game, I'll pick it up. I'm trying a lot this time, guys, this time around to just hold off on buying everything all at once and just giving them all the money right away. I did praise Capcom for at least revealing the first wave of characters. Of course, they got leaked, so it was only right that they reveal the characters, right? But we know who the characters are, so that's something to look forward to. And I'm just like I said, I'm waiting. I'm not gonna just give the money right away. I'm gonna have to make them earn it, right? Um, Speaking of character passes, the final character for season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive was revealed, and it is Asuka R. And it was funny. I know some people data mined the game files way back when it first came out, and they saw some folders placeholders for, I think it was like Jam, Oscar, like some other characters, and eventually that was just that's what they just were. They were just placeholders. They weren't actual. They were just files that were sitting there. So they didn't come to those. I think the characters that they thought were coming out didn't at all, because Oscar was thought to have come out in season 1, but he didn't come out till the end of season 2. But looking at this character, oh my god! I looked at the video to break down how he's played, and this dude has like 26 spells. You have to get spells. You have your spells, right? And you have to bookmark them, and then you have to regen mana, and then you have different type of spells, different like. I'm telling you guys, if you want to put in some work and you want something complex and have a whole bunch of like options. Okay, you guys kind of remember when Hero from Dragon Quest came out for Smash? You know how you had like all these options you could pick from? Kind of similar to that, like a whole bunch of stuff. It's gonna be pure undilated madness. And if someone can pull it off, I can't wait to see. I don't think he's gonna be my type of character. I'm a little too smooth brain for that. I like to go unga bunga and just hit buttons, big buttons with my boy Leo. But seeing what this guy could do in the right hands, I'm excited to see that. So, yeah, final character for season 2 of Guilty Gear has been revealed. Overall, my first, what I think of it is the only character I really care for is, I thought Bedman was gonna be cool and does look cool, but doesn't seem like it's gonna be my style. The only character I'm interested in will be Sen Kisuke. But when it goes on sale, I will definitely be picking it up because I have been having a good time with Strive. It's been my go-to fighting game ever since I fell off of Street Fighter 5, and with Street Fighter 6 around the corner, I still plan on playing it, but just not as much because I want to be focusing on 6. And they did say they will be having a uh season 3 character pass for Guilty Gear Strive. So I think Guilty Gear is still in a good spot. I know for me, I did dabble a little bit in Exerd, but it wasn't until Strive where I actually sat down and put a lot of time. And this is like my first Guilty Gear. And talking to some of my online buddies, I think they all are kind of the same boat where they kind of dabbled in the older titles, but Strive is the one where they played the most and invested the most time. Speaking of anime fighters from Marxist, I think I saw somewhere. It was just thumbnail, guys. You have to look it up. Take it with a grain of salt. But I think they said somewhere that the Dragon Ball Fighters rollback got postponed. I was like, damn. Didn't they talk? Didn't they like announce that like last year in summer, like a long time ago? And they're still not like. It's almost like they kind of promise you something way back when, and then like when it gets to it, like they put it off again. Similar to like another company we might all know. We'll talk about that in a little bit, guys. Continuing on the fighting game train, Mortal Kombat. Just Mortal Kombat. Got announced, got released, got a trailer revealed. What did y'all think of it, guys? Did y'all were you able to catch it? You're excited for it? Is it something that's gonna be in your wheelhouse? I mean, how excited are you? Now, when I saw it, let me go to the Mortal Kombat page that I wrote down. So when I first saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm not a fan of Mortal Kombat. I haven't been a fan since Mortal Kombat 4 back in the 64 days. I enjoyed 1, 2, and 3 when I was a kid, you know? All the fatalities, babalities, brutalities, friendships, mercies, all that silliness that's in the Mortal Kombat games. You know, I liked it when I was younger, but you know, it was never my main game. You know, I played them, but they weren't, you know, my main games. You know, I always felt like the animations were off and or a little weird, and sometimes the I think by Street Fighter, by Mortal Kombat 4, I was like, you know, these fatalities are just getting a little over the top. You know, I just put Sub Zero's leg reverse, broke his kneecap in reverse, and that motherfucker just got right back up. I was like, I know it's a video game, but after a while, it's like, man, maybe it's just a little bit over top, right? And then, you know, I kind of fell off in the series, and then, you know, I saw it again during like Mortal Kombat 10 and then Injustice and you know stuff like that, and just looking when they became NRS and just looking at it, it's like, man, these animations, you know. And I purchased Injustice 1, but because I figured, oh no, Injustice 2, I think Injustice 2 I purchased, yeah, because I figured, you know what, you know, they're using DC heroes, maybe I have more, but no, it wasn't. You know, it's kind of like, you know how you have that one friend who doesn't play Souls games and they're like, you know what? I heard so many good things about Elden Ring. I think I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna play it. And then they play it and they realize, yep, it's still a Souls game. I still suck at it. Don't like it. I think that's how I'm gonna be with Mortal Kombat. Like I want to try it out. It looks cool. They're changing things up, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be an NRS game, and I think it's just gonna be not for me. I mean, granted, it looks what this game it looks from what I seen, guys. I looked up on Twitter. I looked on the homepage for it. It looks like it's gonna be a reboot, which is good because apparently the story is all over the place. They had to like reboot it already once. They had to jump back through time or have a big reset already. You're gonna have some assist characters. You're gonna have assist characters. So just like you're thinking, guys, assist. Like okay, which is different. I never thought they would go in that direction when it comes with NRS games, but here we are, 2023, right? They're gonna have a rollback netcode, which you gotta have, right? Uh, the pre-order beta is gonna be in August. Okay, so at that point, I'm like, a pre-order beta? What the fuck you talking about? You should have a beta for everybody. Okay, and then it'll be releasing on September 19th. Early access will be on September 14th. Okay, that's like another red flag. I'm like, early access? What the fuck are you guys talking about? You should let everybody play it, right? It's going to be available on PS5, Xbox X, Xbox S, the Switch. Yeah, you heard that. The Switch. Yeah, I know. Steam and Epic Game Store. Okay, par for the course. So we will. It's like you have it on the Switch and not for Xbox One and PlayStation Pro or PlayStation. I mean, not that I don't think it should be on those consoles. I mean, look, we're 2023. We're 3 years into. We're 3 years into the current gen. Like, let the old ones go, right? But the Switch, I don't know. Maybe whoever they're passing that project to are freaking wizards, and they're gonna make it work on that little console. Don't get me wrong. I love that little console, right? But I'm not playing fighting games at all on that little thing. Okay. So, so just looking at all that stuff, and we're gonna go deeper, guys, because apparently Amazon Italy did a boo boo, a little oopsie, and did like a little DLC leak rumor reveal. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a rumor. I didn't see it myself. Just that somebody saw it and they decided to post it. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But just looking at all this stuff, I kind of want to be excited for it. But at the end of the day, and after watching that trailer, the cinematic trailer, by the way, cinematic trailer, no gameplay, it's just cinematics. All right. It's in this day and age, if you don't see one, like, just you expect every game to have one, right? It was just way over the top gore and violence. Like, it's like, okay, we get it. You're an NRS game. Why am I seeing this guy's guts? Why am I seeing like the back? Like why am I seeing like? I get it. Like, I know what you built your reputation on, but like, you're still carrying this on. I mean, it just feels forced. At this point, it just feels forced. Like, we get it. This is what you are, but like, damn, dude, like, I gotta see their intestines coming out, like, on the floor and shit after you just split them down the like. Okay, obviously not for me. Okay, because you guys heard me talk about it. I don't care. Look, hey, I'm fine with Hadokens. I'm fine with freaking hurricane kicks. I'm okay with sonic booms. I'm fine with magical gears fighting each other. I'm fine with all that. But then you start seeing all this stuff, all this blood and guts flying everywhere. Like, after a while, it's like, okay, okay. Um, let's look at the pricing for this Mortal Kombat, guys. So they're just a base game, $70. $70, right? I mean, look, it's not every game that's coming out with 70, but it's becoming more of a common thing to see games launching at that price point at $70, right? I mean, we saw it with Jedi Survivor, we saw it with Tears of the Kingdom. It's with this game, Forspoken. Just it seems like this year, with this generation of gaming, it's just developers are going at 70. And look, as a consumer, I'm not crazy about it, but as big as these things are, these teams, the development teams, and how long they spend, like, I could see $70, right? But then it doesn't stop there. It's not like it's $70 and then you get, like, some extra stuff and everything. No, it's just the base game. The base game. And mind you, look, to some people, that's probably a fair price, right? And then you could go up, right? You could get, like, the special edition is even higher for $110, which will give you 5 days early access, 1 week of early access to the DLC characters, and I'm guessing early access to the game. I mean, for like the beta and stuff like that. So it's like, wait, so I'm paying you to play test your game and beta test it before you release it a week early, a week later for the rest of the people. Okay. Then there's a $250 version, which you get like the steel book, special art, a statue of like Liu Kang or something. He's a fire god, and like a whole bunch of like combat coins you could use it to buy and stuff. Like, look, this whole monetizing everything is just like a big, I don't know, to me it just feels like a big put off. And I don't know, I can already hear some people saying, well, you don't have to buy it. Like, I know, dude, but when you already have your mindset geared and angled to just monetize everything, like, where's it gonna start? I mean, where's it gonna stop? You know, like if this is just becomes the norm, pretty much it's gonna be like, we're gonna send you. I mean, we already see costumes being freaking, being sold as bundle packs. I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of it, the way it's done by some companies do it better than others. I mean, with how Capcom did it with Street Fighter 4, where every character got a costume across the whole board. Everybody got a horror costume. Everybody got an animal costume. Everybody got a summer costume. You know what? I think that's a lot way better because at least everybody gets some love, gets some attention to that. Not how it was what they did with Street Fighter 5 with only some characters get some certain costumes and stuff like that. But after a while, when you should start monetizing everything, early access, of course, DLC characters, skins, in-game currency, it's just like, please get that out of my system, get that out of my face. I don't want to see that, you know. And look, I'm not saying that I don't want to support these developers. I do, right? But let's be real here. Do you know how much money the developers get? Do you think they get a cut of that DLC, or do you think it just goes up to the bigwigs and they get it and they stuff their pockets? I don't know. Maybe if there was more transparency, maybe I will feel better. You know, if they say, oh, you know what, 50% of the DLC goes to the development team who did this. I would probably feel a lot better for that. Or it goes into, the into the production and the pot bonus for the Mortal Kombat World Tour if they have one. I would probably feel a lot better if they were just transparent about it. But I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure the big wigs up top are going to get the money. Okay. So just looking at that, I'm just like, look, it's becoming a more and more common practice. We're seeing it more and more, a lot and lot with all these different games. It just comes to the point now where it's like, damn, dude, just monetize everything, right? I mean, look, maybe it's gonna be a great game. Maybe it's gonna be the shakeup that Mortal Kombat needs to put a lot of more, to make it one of the biggest games. I mean, look, the I know a lot of people say the first player mode when it comes to NRS games is very enjoyable. I played it for Injustice 2. I had a good time with it. I played it once. I thought it was cool. I know a lot of the other casual players, maybe they don't like doing the whole tournament scene or just playing online. They just want to do single player content, and to them, that's fun. Hey, that's great. But let's talk about the DLC, guys. So, mind you, this is all rumor mill DLC. They're gonna have some cameo characters like assists. Those characters are gonna be Tremor, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Malvado, and Farah. Like I don't even know who those characters are. I know Johnny Cage. Okay, those gonna be like Johnny Cage is gonna be an assist. Johnny Cage was like a staple character. I figured he'd be like, I don't know. Maybe you can play as him, and then he's just also available as an assist. Maybe, but the DLC rumors for some of the other characters that I'm thinking might be playable. Quan Chi, he came out in Mortal Kombat 4. Omni Man, yeah, that Omni Man from Invincible. Takeda, I don't know who the character's from. Ermac, I think he came out in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. He was the ninja with the red outfit. Peacemaker, yep, and Homelander, also from the boys. So out of those, Omni Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander. Well played, NRS. Well played. Like I want to see how those characters play. I want to see how they play. I mean, how they look, how they interact. I think that could be fun. Look, NRS does know how to make fighting games with, using, comic book heroes. They did it with Injustice, so they know how to use some of their spells and abilities and put it into a game. I mean, so they already did it with Superman. So Omni Man probably won't be so much of a stretch. Homelander probably won't. I mean, Homelander is a parody of of Superman, right? We know that already. And I guess Omni Man is also. And Peacemaker, I mean, we all saw the show. He's just crazy and off the wall and nuts. And I think he'd be a good fit for what you got it. So just the crossovers that they have, and look, NRS has crossovers before. They had it with Alien, Predator, Terminator, Rambo. Did they have one with? They have one on Ash, Evil Dead Ash. Or was that did that happen or not happen? I don't remember. But you know they've had crossovers before, so that's nothing new to them. But those three look pretty cool. Is it enough for me want to buy the game? No, not at all. But I will probably look into it. But yeah, guys, that's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat One. What are y'all's thoughts on it? Are y'all excited for it? Are y'all hyped? Is this something y'all will be picking up? You know, me right now it's Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Tekken. Those are the ones that I'm really looking out for. Also, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Eventually, when that comes out. But Mortal Kombat, like again, I want to say when I first saw, it, I was like, yeah, I was kind of excited, but then like it kind of settled. I calmed down. I looked at it. I thought about it. It's like, you know what, Rick? At the end of the day, it's still an NRS game, and it's just not. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. So we'll see. Um, let's talk about Overwatch, guys. Overwatch 2, to be more exact. Look, I don't play the game, guys. I picked it up once. I was talking to my friends. They're like, "Yeah, dude, you pay $20, you get everything. You get all the characters. You of course, you know, you want to roll, you know, you want to get loot boxes. That's something different, but you get all the characters that come out and all the stages and everything. You're ready to roll. I'm like, you know what? For $20, I'll pick it up. I played it, but this is when I was still getting into PC gaming, guys, and shame on me. When I started PC gaming, I started off with a laptop, which I didn't know. I mean, that basically everything in the computer world gets obsolete in 18 months, right? I mean, I still have the laptop, right? I use it to watch my videos. If I got to do some recordings on the go, you know, it has OBS. I can hook up my audio interface and record things. It's still good for that, right? But you know, it's not like my PC where I have my monitors here. I can watch one thing. I have my keyboard and actual, you know, my mouse and everything settings and with a cam, and just, you know, it's a lot better, easier for me to stream with my dedicated setup than it is with my laptop, right? Not that I can't do it on my laptop, but I just have more power with the PC for sure, right? So I remember playing it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And you know what? I was like, yeah, I paid $20. I played it for a little bit. It just didn't catch with me. You know what? It's fine. It is what it is. At least I got to play with it a little bit, whatever. And then at BlizzCon 2019, they announced that they're going to be having PVE, and the game will be Overwatch 2. That they're going to have a whole bunch of content coming out for, you know, for PVE, stuff like that. You're going to have talents for your heroes and abilities and stuff like that. And then finally, last week, they revealed that the PVE part is canceled. How do you guys feel about that? You know, again, I don't play Overwatch 2. I've talked to some people that do, and I know some people with them of some of the friends that I know that I talked to, they were upset about it. That they did that. But you know, from 2019 to now, to finally tell you, hey, we're not gonna do it. That man, like, dude, that's just like way to not be transparent. Like, or I mean, were they giving updates along the way? I know they went from Overwatch to Overwatch 2, free to play. And look, tinfoil hat, being black pilled, super cynical. Just look at it this way, guys. All right. This is how they're pitching it to the boss, right? That look, we don't charge. We take off the base price of $20, right? When we make the game free. And the boss is like, what are you talking about? No, check me out. Listen to this. But we make the game free. We take out the loot boxes, right? Because they're illegal in some countries. And we start making season passes every 4 months, cost $10. So every 3 months, every 4 months, we're getting $10. $10. $10. That's just for the regular character pass. But then we'll have a premium pass for $30. And then we'll have these characters, new characters, locked behind these character passes. So they have to pay. It's almost like you have to pay to win if you want to try these new characters, right? And now they're just getting, instead of having to pay having the customer pay $20 up front for the first time and that's it. Now The game's free, and they just got them stringing along, and we'll give them points that they could use to redeem, so they could buy the next base version of the character pass. But we'll give them just enough where it'll work out for every 2 that they buy, they'll get 1 free, but only the base one. Boss probably like, yeah, you've been promoted. You make monies now. So I mean, I don't know. I don't play the game, but just hearing how they're doing it, and again, Activision Blizzard, there's just no, there's just after a while, I told myself I'm not gonna get anything from Activision Blizzard. I'm not gonna support them. I think they're just a bunch of the way they do is just a bunch of just shady, and they have shitty game practices and still treating their employees like shit, but they're trying to hide it by saying, by trying to stay woke and using an ESG just to have diverse cast of characters just to like sell you something, which they don't care about. And then, you know, try to look past that and try to get the games and just like, no, I don't know. I see Diablo 4 and I was thinking, you know what? I could just pick up Diablo. It might be, they're about to get bought by Microsoft. Maybe they're gonna change a new leaf and be something different. And then you see something like this, what they do with Overwatch 2, and there's like, why am I gonna support this? Look, guys. This is just my podcast, right? I'm just a freaking talking head. Take the biggest grain of salt. You purchase what you want to purchase, right? This is me. This is me thinking out loud, just sharing it with you, okay? I'm thinking, why am I going to support this? Why am I going to give them money? I mean, I'm not giving it to the Overwatch team, but you think the money's going straight to Overwatch? You think it's not going to all the bigwigs and the shareholders of freaking of Activision Blizzard? It's like, no. I mean, just constantly just ridiculous business practice like this. I think I'm just out with Activision Blizzard. And again, dude, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Just seeing Diablo 4, I was like, you know what? Seeing that some of my friends played it, and they tested out the beta, they looked at the beta and they had a good time. I was like, you know what? Well, maybe we could just buy this one Diablo game, right? Maybe. No, I don't know, guys. I think I'm out. At this point, like whatever Activision Blizzard do, whatever goodwill they think they're doing with their fans, it just feels like when it comes to the way they handle their stuff, the practices, the monetization, it just feels like I'm out, dude. Especially like when you look at stuff last summer with Diablo and Mortal, just looking at that BS, it's just like, don't you guys have phones? Like, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. But if you are an Overwatch fan, if you're still playing the game, if let me know what your thoughts are. Were you bummed out that Overwatch 2 will be canceling the PVE? Are you okay with it? Are you upset about it? What are your feelings? Do you continue to play in the game? Are you done with the game? Please let me know because I'm very curious on what you guys think and what y'all's take on that. Okay. Um, Speaking of wokey stuff, guys, I don't know if you saw this commercial, right? But it was like a Dove commercial where it showed some video game heroine, you know, taking it, shooting a video game scene, and then it finished. And then she went back to her trailer and took her outfit, and she was really, she was real chubby, she was fat, and then Dove says something like 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. Like, first of all, where are you getting this information from? 74% of girls feel underrepresented. Like what? Like what? Like everybody wants to be like all the girls 74% of them want to be a fat girl, and they want a fat girl character to pick from. Isn't that what you have? Create a character on a lot of these games. And it was like Dove like teaming up with Unreal Engine, right? Which okay, Dove teams up with Unreal Engine to like I guess have body positivity females. So does that mean like Epic Games is gonna go to Fortnite and like give you like fat Chun-Li, fat Lara Croft, fat ex female character, and give you the option to change the slider to make them like obese or something? It's like what are you guys doing here? Like this is so like corporate BS, virtue signaling. Like nobody cares. Nobody like look. I'm not in shape. You think I look at a character like when it comes to like Street Fighter or whatever game I'm playing, Elden Ring, I'd be like, you know what? Give me the most average looking dude. That's what I want. I want a guy who's almost 40, with a nice set of hair, uh, you know, with a silly haircut. Let me pick that guy. That's who I want to represent. Like, no, like who does that? I mean, look, I get it. You want some diversity and all this check boxes for everything, but at the end of the day, like, video games is prime. Your prime demographics is probably going to be young males. You know, it probably is. So when I just see stuff like this, like, I just hate, like, look, I love video games. I want everybody, like, people who enjoy video games. That's great. I mean, because that's something that everybody can enjoy, right? But that means there's just gonna be everybody, and then when everybody wants to be included and wants to be represented, like, what are you guys talking about? It's a video game. It doesn't real like what's wrong with being like a healthy, in shape female from Lara Croft, Jill Valentine, Chun Li, Cammy. Who else we got? Samus from Metroid. We have Zelda. Who else do we? I mean, there's tons of female protagonists that you can choose from. Like, I mean, now what? You gonna just make them all like fat or something? I don't know. But anyways, just looking at that commercial, I was just like, who's this for? Who is this for? Look, just if you feel like underrepresented, just do something about it. Take care of yourself. Uh, get in shape or something. What else do we want to talk about, guys? I think that's almost it. I want to talk about some computer stuff before we go. Let's talk about GPUs. So, Nvidia, the company that likes to do AI stuff, well, they used to be for the gamers. They used to like making GPUs for gamers, like really good GPUs, really awesomely. Like, even though they were kind of priced, they're still pricey. You got a solid GPU. Now, I think they got used to people paying these outlandish prices during the crypto mining phase, and cars were just, hard to find, and people were paying, 50% to 100% to 200% over MSRP for the cards. Maybe Nvidia thinks that's still a thing, but it's not. So they're still charging kind of up there for some of these GPUs. And I told myself, when I saw the 4090, the 4080, the 4080, no, it was like the 4080 Ti, or the 40, no, like 4080 had two versions, and then they unlaunched it, and then they made that one like the 4070 Ti. Like, Nvidia right now, I have it there. Full disclaimer, guys, that computer right there in the back, that's 3090 Founders Edition. Great card. I have no issues with it. It runs like a champ, especially if you want to do like content creating, like with OBS, and have, green screen effects and sound effects, and like, not sound effects, but like AI to help cover background noises and stuff. I mean, you could do that with OBS. Okay, don't be fooled. OBS gives you a lot of tools to get around that. But the Nvidia GPUs have a lot of stuff for creators, and if you do like 3D rendering and stuff like that, a lot of features that AMD just isn't up to par with. AMD has good value cards for what they do. And let's be real here, guys. AMD, we've seen one current gen card from them, the 7900 XT and XTX, which were still just insanely overpriced for what you get. Cool cards. No, actually hot cards, because they were kind of hot. Some of these were like burning. They were kind of, you don't ever get like the first models of something, guys, when it first come out. Trust me, believe you me. But these cards running kind of hot. AMD tends to give you better value, at least now with their last gen, their 6000 series. And we still haven't seen anything from them. We've seen the 7900 XT and XTX from AMD. Rumors that the 7600 will be coming out soon. We'll see. But I mean, even on AMD side, we haven't seen that much from them for the current gen GPUs. But going back to Nvidia, we'll see about them. And I also have AMD GPUs, guys. I have a 6650 and a 6900. Okay, so I have AMD and Nvidia GPUs. But looking at the Nvidia ones, they're gonna have a RTX 4060 Ti 8 gig model for $399. It's like, man, $399 for 8 gigs? Like, I still believe, guys, that we have, in my opinion, I still say we probably have another, I'd say three, maybe, that's a big maybe 5 years, three for sure, maybe 5 years where you can still get away with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Mind you, you'll be playing at 1080p from maybe some high settings, depending on how well they optimize the game, to maybe medium settings. I mean, give or take, because every developer is different. I mean, we just 2023 alone, we've seen how these games could come out optimized and unoptimized, right? But at $399, at $400, it feels like oof, oof. Uh, I just feel like that's just a little, just a little too steep for 8 gigs. Mind you, yes, it's an Nvidia card. Now, when I saw the 4070, the Founders Edition one, it's a nice card, smaller form factor to compare to the 4080 and the 4090. The Founders Edition looked great. Look, I told myself I'm skipping out on the 47 on the 40 series. But when I saw that 4070, I was like, you know what? That's a nice little card. I'd pick that up. 599, $600. I was like, six like if that card was if that card was $500, I think it'd be in a not lot better place. I think it would be in a lot better place at 500. It's still a little up there, but when it comes to getting the Nvidia brand of performance from their cards, that we could use DLSS and the ray tracing at 12 gigs, you could still use, some ray tracing. You'll be all right. I mean, the smaller cards, like the 8 gig cards, like if you're gonna be using ray tracing, like no, you're not using ray tracing. Not at 8 gigs. Okay, you're not. I mean, it's just you, you're 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 gonna be sacrificing a lot. I mean, just for the game to play itself, 8 is really gonna cover, right? So I doubt you're gonna be. I would suggest ray tracing will be a backseat when it comes to the 4060 series, or at least to the 8 gig one, right? But looking at the 4070, I'm like, man, this could be a nice card. Maybe I'll take back what I said about the 40 series and I can get it. But at $600, like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. 4070 Ti 12 gigs at $800, like, you know, and again, Nvidia still hasn't made anything equivalent new to go toe to toe with the 40 series, but looking at their last gen 6000 series and the way they've been lowering their prices, it Nvidia seems just to have a better value. So, I mean, look, guys, there is when it comes to, and Arc is still around. Apparently, Intel Arc is still going to be getting support for their GPUs. I thought with was it Raji Kaduri? I forget his name. I'm butchering. Sorry, guys. With him leaving, it was kind of like spotty. Intel GPUs were still beating support, but I think they said their next code names, Battle Mage and Alchemist, will still be are getting worked on. So good for Intel. They got some stuff. Excuse me. But just looking at the Nvidia stuff, going back, the 4060 Ti will be coming out in May 24th, which will be this week later on by the time you listen to this. And that'll be and then they're gonna have a 4060 Ti 16 gigs at $499. At $500, guys, I don't know. Is it still good? Paying double the VRAM for another $100 is the 4060 Ti. Now the 4060 Ti, that one will only be there will be no Founders Edition. That will be strictly partner cards. So Asus, Gigabytes, MSI, EVGA no longer partnered. No, they don't longer make cards. So EVGA is out. PNY. I'm sure there'll be others like makers, but there will be no Founders Edition for the 3060 Ti 16 gig. And then in July they're gonna have just a plain Jane 4060, regular 4060 at $299. That has to be at least 8 gigs, right? At $299, at $300, 8 gigs, maybe, right? Maybe at this point, Nvidia's gonna finally release a GPU where like, just your average gamer can actually get in there with an Nvidia, not pay. How much is a 4090, guys? How much is a 4090, 4080, 4070 Ti, 8 bills, 4080? I think the 4080 is like 4080s. In my opinion, from what I've seen, is like just pay a little bit extra. You already gone this far, like pay a little bit extra and get the 4090. That's my opinion. I don't know. A 4080 is just in that weird spot where it's just like it's priced so high that unless the price comes down, I don't know. Hopefully they'll start realizing that these prices that they're putting out need to start coming down because it's a lot better where it was the year before. But and again, look, I'm not here just to shit on Nvidia. AMD needs to work on their stuff too. The 7900 XT and XTX when they first came out, they're just way overpriced for what they were. They've gone down in price. I like my 6900. I like it. I got it in a good price, but the price of it's still going down. But even then, like when it's just idle, it's like even on idle, that thing's like has 40 watt of power, like 40 watts of just like why are you drawing this much power? Like really, like you're just sitting there, you ain't doing shit. But they haven't. I mean, AMD hasn't provided anything for the current gen, mind you. With the 7600 XT coming out sometime, I want to say maybe I think by June it should be coming out, or maybe we get some more news later on by the end of this month, which we're almost running out. Maybe AMD can start having a showing and actually start going toe to toe with Nvidia with the current gen, because right now they only have one card, and I'm okay with not getting a 7900 XT. Guys, I think that's it for the rest of it. I know I was kind of all over the place today. A lot about fighting games, Overwatch, Guilty Gear, Dove, the fuck, GPUs. But before we take off, before I finish this podcast up, I just want to talk about just RL stuff, some real life things. I was able to hang out with two of my friends this weekend that I haven't seen in forever. We were just down to lunch, came to the house and just chit chatted for a couple of hours. We had a good time, and it just kind of reminded me of that. Just because and they asked me a question like, "Hey, you don't hang out with so and so anymore, or you still keep up with these folks or whatever?" Like, no, no, I've kind of adopted this mindset of, and I've kind of been having this mindset of iron sharpens iron, and that you're a sum of the people that you keep around you. And sometimes that means you don't hang out with people anymore because you've learned what you could from that relationship. It's plateaued. It's not going any deeper, and then you decide to move on and look out for yourself. I mean, I think that's okay. I think it's fine. I'm not saying that you should just completely abandon everybody if they don't like have the mindset, or not the same mindset of you, but or the same goals. But if they don't push you and strive you to be better, I mean, it's okay not to hang out with that person or those persons, whatever. Because at the end of the day, you got to look out for yourself. You have to take care of yourself, and you got to do good. You got to be good, and you surround yourself with good. If you're constantly just not bettering yourself, taking care of yourself, I mean, why do you constantly want to put that around yourself? You got to get in the right mindset to just be right and do right and take care of yourselves. And sometimes that means you gotta thin some things out and better yourself and surround yourself with other people. And um I just want to share with you guys because I know sometimes, especially with the pandemic, I mean, we're done with we're done with COVID and everything's back up. And don't tell me it's not. Yes, it is. We're done with it. Okay. That was a time for me to reflect and look on, like, what do I need? What can I work on? What can I do better? And I've been trying to get better, and I have some days where I don't. But, you know, you got to take care of yourself, guys. And surround yourself with positive people and good people and someone that will push you and make you better. And, and I'm not saying don't put yourself around, you don't want to put yourself in an echo chamber either, right? You want someone to maybe have not the exact same ideals as you, but maybe like-minded and maybe even something different. You know, you can have a discussion that has a different point of view. That's still very important, right? Because someone's perspective could be something that you could learn something from, right? So I'm trying to say, guys, is, you know, take care of yourselves, surround yourself with great, and be great. Do good things, okay? Better yourself, whether that means changing some of your bad habits, whether that means going out for a walk for 30 minutes, eating better, exercising a little bit more, um, reading a book. I mean, just do something to do, make yourself better and surround yourself with good. You know, do good, be good, you feel good. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for me for today. I know it was a little long. We went over. I always tell myself I'm gonna try to focus on making these like 45 minutes long, but I just keep rambling and raving and just talking bullshit and stuff like that. But I enjoy it. It's good for me to vent. It's good just for me to put my ideas out there and for people to listen. If you guys enjoy what you hear, I want to say thank you very much. You guys can always drop by on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/OS_R1CK. Rick, the Rick was taken up, so I had to use R1CK. I know. But, I love streaming, guys, playing video games. Drop by whenever, especially with, Street Fighter 6 around the corner. Still playing, my Resident Evil 4. Still a fun game. And I'm still waiting for Rubicon. Fires of Quarter 6. Fires of Rubicon. And later on this week, we're gonna have a PlayStation showcase. So that's gonna be a lot of stuff for me to talk about. I'll get some information that way next week when it rolls around. I'll blab about what we saw, first impressions, and everything. But anyways, guys, that's it for me for today. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Get some rest. Have a wonderful day at work or at school or whatever you do tomorrow. Make it a good one. Have fun. Play some video games. Do something good. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys. Love ya. Bye.